Can you feel it? Can you feel it? The love in this place. Can you feel it? Can you feel it? Can you feel it? The grace in this place. Can you feel it? Yeah. Yeah.
Before dinner, Jenny gives us a tour of the compound.
Let's take a tour of my house. Come on in. This is my living room and office, I guess. Well, this is my picture of Faggio, kind of a reminder what we're doing here. It's my kitchen. And I got a water filter, and that's actually a brand new one that I just bought from another missionary that used it for a bit. And this is where the magic does or doesn't happen depending on how I cook. The bathroom, which is thrilling because we have a flush toilet, and a sink and a shower. So, quite spoiled actually. And off of the bathroom around the corner is my bedroom. This is one of my favorite spots in the house because I put a lot of my encouragement here. Letters from family, letters from supporters. These are Carrie's students that had written me letters. And just reminders of home and that there are people that are here with me in prayer and thought. So let's go take a tour of the compound. So this is my house, and then if you walk this way, we have a garden in between the two houses. Mostly what we're growing here is leeks or a type of onion, and then we have radishes and carrots and parsley. We have an orange tree and sugarcane here in the back as well. These are the berry bushes. I like to pick the berries and put them in my pancakes. The clinic vehicle, which you've seen. And then this is Dorinda's house.
Well, hello there.
Perfect timing. So in front of Dorinda's house we have another garden, besides flowers and poinsettia trees. And then across the street, so to speak, from Dorinda's house is both a classroom, and then we have a storage room in between, and then our nurse's house. This blue container is our medication shed. We ran out of room in the clinic to store medications, especially with the turnover. We have a lot of medications stocked up, so we keep it here. And then next to the medication shed, we have the guard shack, or the zabanya bait. And we also have chickens here that lay eggs for us, so it's a multi-purpose facility. And then across from the guard shack, we have the water towers for the compound that hold 10,000 gallons of water. And it's from a Minch, natural spring that provides water for the compound. This group of trees that you see behind me is actually planted in a circle, and the legend has it that a woman and her children are actually buried within the circle of trees there. So it's actually a burial site, although it doesn't look what we might think is familiar as a graveyard. It is. And then you can see the horse there. We allow our guards as a special privilege to keep their animals on the compound, and that allows them to graze in really good grass and grow big and strong, whereas a lot of the animals here are not very well fed. So it's a great benefit to be able to have their animals here on the compound. So just be careful where you walk.
Joining them in their work are Rahel and Alem, two Ethiopian nurses from Addis Ababa. They are employed by SIM and are missionaries in their own country. They were no more familiar with the Metin culture than Jenny or Dorinda when they first came here. Rahel and Alem insist on making a traditional Ethiopian meal for us the night we arrive. In Ethiopia, it is customary for the hosts not to eat with the guests, only coming out from the kitchen to resupply wat and injera and to serve coffee. The coffee is roasted in the house over an open coal fire and then ground just before brewing.
If you don't know one, make it up.
አሪፍ ነው።
But con yo no.
Just don't catch your finger. You're gonna have blood in the thing.
Rahel shows Dave how real coffee is made.
Take two. Be careful. Don't smash my hand. Is what you're saying?
Just don't hit your finger.
That means well done, you're really clever.
I've been working on the moon just the past 6
The evening ends with gifts for our hosts. I know there have been a lot of Chinese workers here.
And this is a copper color. Great.
You wanted to go to Canada?
I think I did
Now you have to sing the Canadian anthem, national anthem.
Oh, Canada. That's all we know. Carrie and I are making a real Tikempt Ishet breakfast. Scrambled eggs and bacon slabs and mango and all this food actually. This is cheese that
The next morning, we get to see the clinic in action.
So welcome to the Tikempt Ishet clinic. This is the exam room that I'm often in, basically just a desk with some reference materials. And then under this cabinet, we keep some of our medications. A lot of syrups for children are in here. This is our card room. The translators at the beginning of the day will take appointments, and we might take some new people as well, but we'll take their cards and then order them. We'll see children first and then adults. But this is our beautiful filing system. This is the second exam room, and this is where we see antenatals. This is Alam, one of our Ethiopian nurses who's headed to Canada soon, so she's very clever. And then Rahel, who's our new addition. She's been a little over a year. We store our medications in this room, and then we just pull from it to supply the clinic. This is our inpatient room where a patient will stay overnight if a baby needs injections frequently throughout the night, or if someone needs care because they're very sick, or they need looking after. For some reason, they'll come here, and it's basically just a simple bed. We have an IV stand, and then just a place for the family to sit. The next room is our refrigerator room. We keep our refrigerated meds in here. This is run on a gas bottle. We keep our vaccinations and our delivery medications that need to be refrigerated. This is also used as a bookstore where we have books that are available for teaching, and we also sell Amharic Bibles at cost. And many people in the community purchase these Bibles and use it for community teaching and reading. So this is the delivery room of the clinic. When we offer the exam table for women to deliver on, they said, no, we deliver on the floor. We'd rather deliver on the floor. So what we do is we put a cushion on the floor, and they just labor on the floor, and then they can get up and move around, walk around outside the clinic. But we just put some plastic down, and this is where they deliver.
A day at the SIM clinic in Tikempt Ishet begins with an hour of checking in new patients and taking care of any patients that have come in on stretchers. Thursdays are the busiest day at the clinic. Assisting the nurses are 4 interpreters: Alamayu, Tedessa, Edemaeus, and Talahun, who speak the local tribal languages as well as Amharic, the Ethiopian national language. In addition to helping bring the patients into the examination rooms, they translate from Amharic to the native language of the patient. This way, the patients receive medical care in their own language, yet the nurses only have to learn to speak Amharic.
let's leave this for later. We have patients to see and devotions to do.
ስለ እስራኤላውያን ግን የማይታዘዝና አመፀኛ ህዝብ.
At 9 a.m., the staff meets for devotions. Jenny often leads devotions as they read through the books of the Bible. Today, they are reading Romans chapter 10.
So one of the things that I want to talk about with this passage is how in the Old Testament,
After devotions, the staff sees the children first. Families bring children with malnutrition, cleft lips, and cleft palates. The men live in huts with fires built in the middle of the hut. This child has fallen into that fire.
okay, so he's 9 months, and he looks like he has a ringworm infection under his armpit too. Arm in it, but he's not liking that cold bath.
Rahel places the baby in a solution to soften the skin so that they can treat the burn.
It's in every culture. Every day, it's get it cleaned, or every other day.
Adults are seen after the children. Patients with goiters come for iodine pills. I get a chance to help in the clinic. At the end of the appointment, the nurses offer to pray with the patients. Wouldn't you love your doctor to pray with you after giving you medical care?
So he's doing slides for tuberculosis. So he'll prep the slides and add the sputum samples from the specimen cups, and then after a week we have an answer.
Tuberculosis patients come in for scheduled appointments. Leprosy patients also come for treatment. Each patient has a card, and the clinic keeps track of their progress with each visit. The clinic charges for their services, though they barely charge enough to cover the cost of the medicines. They provide a service, and people expect to pay for it.
I'm counting money. It's filthy and smells bad, but we're about at the end of the clinic day, so we are wrapping up by finding the profit and then recording it. So, yeah, it's a peekaboo bill.
The clinic is also equipped with a delivery room.
So she's been labouring for the last 6 days, and she was sort of just having like mild contractions, which weren't really helping.
This woman is here with her 12th pregnancy. She's checked into the clinic at 3 p.m., goes into labor at 4:45 p.m. At 5:30, she's given birth, and on our way home at 6:30. She's done this before.
So this little guy kind of came in a hurry. This is baby number 8 for Mom. And Dorinda was helping this woman labor and gave her some medicine to kind of help with the contractions. And then we were working with another patient, and the guard came in and said, "Come quickly, she delivered." So he came out in a hurry. The moment that stands out the most in my mind is when Faju Elijah came to the clinic. He came in kind of looking like he had been run over by life. The very first few questions I had asked him revolved around his nutrition and what he ate and drank. And he had said that he would eat only corn and cornbread, which is very common here, so he was malnourished. And on top of that, he was an alcoholic and would consume a lot of tej, which is the moonshine here. And I think he might have been maybe a little hungover from the night before even. He was looking a little rough. And he came to the clinic, and I did a nutrition history on him and found out about his alcoholism problem. And then the next thing he said was that he wanted the story, and that was the clinic translators knew that that was the story of Jesus, and so they shared the gospel with him, and he accepted Christ there in the clinic. And later that week I found out that he had also previously been a witch doctor, which I didn't know at the time. And just a few weeks before that happened, I had asked all my supporters over email to start praying for witch doctors, and so I saw that as God honoring those prayers. So it was it really felt like there was a full community there. We had prayer supporters at home focused on witch doctors, and then the Lord bringing one to Christ.